Sorry, didn't see you there. Welcome to the Atypical Life YouTube
Don't
channel.
start like that, all right? I know you've always started really generically, like, hey, everybody, Atypical Life here, but just do that anyway. Don't go, oh, I didn't see you there.
So today I have brought together a team of extraordinary individuals that nobody else wants. No, I'm kidding. Right, we're here to review Suicide Squad, the greatest kaiju movie I've ever seen.
Did you say Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad. They may have been a Suicide Squad, but these are the Suicide Squad.
They weren't even a Suicide Squad. The original does not deserve it. It's just terrible. It's so bad.
That's a college film compared to this.
Even though Fleming, you saw it, what, 5 times? Because at the time you had no standards whatsoever.
Don't do this to me, okay? I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure when I actually end up editing this.
Talk about it, it's funny.
I mean, compared to, like, the first one was...
But yes, to briefly mention... Absolutely, but to briefly mention that 2016... I was a cringe lord. I actually dressed as Jared's Joker at one point. I'm sure I'll put a picture of that in the video somewhere.
Did you write damage on your forehead?
I did. Oh dear.
Doing the Waluigi laugh and everything.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that I am the best Joker.
Get out! No. It was a challenging time for me in my life, clearly. But now I'm walking into this one.
You've just given it, Coy, you gave it a meh. It deserves less than a meh. It was terrible. What was meh about it?
I think it was a decent enough film, but...
But
it's clearly a victim of studio interference.
Yes.
And that, of course... just made it work because there was barely any of the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
So he barely made an impression.
Mm-hmm.
The best part about the original was Harley Quinn and maybe Deadshot as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the Enchantress,
I'm gonna tear all of your good points to shreds.
Awful. I mean, like, what the hell is this? What's this?
Yeah. Look, there was semblance.
Right. Deadshot sucked in that. Harley sucked in that.
Harley did not suck in that.
Apart from Captain Boomerang and Amanda Waller, who were actually kind of good. That's the only role Jai Courtney's ever done really well. And
you'll notice that they're the ones they kept. They also kept Harley because Harley got really popular.
Yeah, Joker doesn't belong in a Suicide Squad film.
He might have been the villain of it, but they didn't even do that.
It's got to be morally grey. You can't have such evil characters like that they're against a lot of the time. So that's the point. They go on dodgy missions and they're dodgy people. They're not deep down. We're real heroes facing world-ending villains like that.
They're villains, like,
that's just,
clearly. They're the villains through and through.
Yeah.
And that's
the
original. The original also had those shitty filters and stuff.
Yeah.
The music.
I could tell that the original was going to be a lot darker, but then they kind of saw Guardians of the Galaxy and were like, I wonder if we can do that. And then it went all like bright colors and neon, edgy, hot topic.
Yeah, the hot topic Tumblr aesthetic was what it was going for.
That Suicide Squad film, and one of the things it suffered from was putting popular characters in there, so that it couldn't be as much of a Suicide Squad film. That's what Birds of Prey suffered from. We didn't get a Birds of Prey film because Harley had to be there.
Yeah.
But she's marketable.
I'm sorry, but Birds of Prey. No. I mean,
worse than Suicide Squad to you?
Yeah, because it's because it's a Harley Quinn movie.
I'm gonna be the only one who says it was decent enough. It was just marketed in completely the wrong way. It was titled wrong. All these things.
Yeah. Exactly. That's my problem with it. And
it
Birds of Prey. aren't really in it until the end.
Movie that was Sonic.
That is very true.
Sonic is much better.
Yeah. Anyway, the key to a Suicide Squad film. It's a dark comedy with a mix of mostly unpopular characters, right? And a few popular ones. Because that was the point of the original Suicide Squad, that it would take villains that weren't being used, and it would either make them really cool again, which is exactly what happened with Deadshot, who used to be lame, Captain Boomerang used to be lame, King Shark used to be lame, and either give them a really cool death or make them really cool in the story. Maybe both. Yeah. So Polka Dot Man, perfect. Right, good idea. This is much better. Bloodsport, good idea, because he's not used that. I know that Bloodsport was there just because they couldn't really get Deadshot.
Yeah, I want to ask you...
is there another Black Assassin? Bloodsport.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you, what is Bloodsport's role in the comics? Who is he? You know?
Bloodsport is I think originally a war veteran. And I think they were trying to delve into how damaged war veterans can be. And so Lex Luthor was manipulating him and saying Superman's bad. Right. Gave him some kryptonite. So he fashioned kryptonite bullets out of them and shot Superman. So it's kind of like, because the man who broke the bat with Bane was really popular. So I think they wanted to replicate that. The man who shot Superman.
Jesus.
But he kept being a minor villain, but that's his thing.
Yeah.
Aside from also, he's got a teleport stone or something, which means he's able to bring out
I'm kind of glad
any weapon from thin air. So they've adapted that a bit, where he's got all those gadgets on his suit and he combines them.
Oh, right. Okay.
What's weird, though, they didn't give him the kryptonite bullets. They mentioned that backstory, but I think he could have had the kryptonite bullets.
I've got to say...
That bullet would go through Peacemaker's bullet and it would work against Starro and stuff.
Yeah. But I've got to say, when I went into this film, like when I saw the virtual panel at DC Fandom, it kind of caught me by surprise because of how huge the cast list was.
Yeah.
And where I was concerned was, it's got such a big cast, like how are they going to make sure that everybody gets a decent amount of screen time, everybody gets a decent amount of development? So I was concerned about that. But then in the first 5 minutes...
Yeah.
There you go.
There goes half the cast.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I thought the film was going to be so shit because of the sheer amount of characters and stuff. And the trailers weren't actually that good. I thought, like, they had the cringiest jokes in the trailers. Man, it looked horrible. I didn't want to see it, but then I heard everyone likes it.
Yeah,
so
it turned.
And finally, thank you, James Gunn. Bloody hell, it's almost as if you leave the director alone, he might do something good.
Yeah, DC might actually learn this now.
I've got to admit,
if he understands the source material, it will actually be good.
I've got to admit, at first when they did the whole Deadpool 2 thing and killed off the entire first faction, bar a few, I was a little bit annoyed at first because I didn't know anything about these characters.
That was kind of like a meta joke. Those were all the characters Rob Liefeld made that didn't work until Deadpool came on. So that's that's the
all right.
The more you know about Rob Liefeld, the funnier that film is.
All right, but then I realized why they did it and why it was there for.
Yeah.
And I kind of got a bit more on board with it.
Yeah. It's a black comedy.
It was.
Suicide Squad, it's got to be a black comedy. Get villains that aren't that popular and make them really good, make them relevant, boost them up, and have a dodgy story. And that's some of the ingredients, and a lot of violence as well.
This is an observation I made. That those first 5 to 10 minutes establish what they tried to establish in the first hour of that original Suicide Squad movie by giving everybody that like 10-minute fucking backstory.
Set everyone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it took like half an hour to like 20 minutes, and we had like basically music videos for like each of the main characters, when like this just did it in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to
just helicopter ride I figured that Captain Boomerang might die in this because he was saying a lot in the intro. It's like, oh, you're making the most of him while you got him, aren't you?
Good.
Like, God damn it. And when he died, that's the only
It was a good shot, though, I have to say.
I do wish he survived, but I know about they couldn't kill Harley, but they had to make a big deal out of the death. So yeah,
put you in like that first 5 minutes. It was pretty much everything that you want from a Suicide Squad movie. There was explosive action, bloody violence, and like, I'll tell you what though, you got a sense of the stakes. It was when
you got a sense Gunn doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. It was when Savant started screaming and trying to run away.
Yeah.
Like
after being established as an absolute hard ass.
I just felt so bad for him. Like
that was funny. I wasn't laughing until that happened because of all the death. You know, mate. Even with Boomerang dying with a stupid smile on his face, did you catch it before he died?
Yeah, he's like,
I didn't actually see that the first time round. Oh, and then when they showed the credits and they and then they cut back to everyone that died, it was just like, because I was still trying to get over the shock of seeing it.
Yeah.
And then they went and cut back to everyone's corpses.
You actually had PTSD. You got into the mind of Seven.
I'm like, oh, lovely. And then there's that bit where his corpse is being eaten alive by birds.
Mongal is kind of... I don't know much about Mongal, but I know she's related to Mongul, who is capable of beating Superman in a fight, like flooring him.
Jeez.
So I figured she'd be way stronger and not just die in a fire. It's kind of weird. Very unusual pick, that one. But everyone else, like Arm Fall Off Boy, they didn't call him that. He's based off Arm Fall Off Boy, which I'm sure you've seen. Yeah, but they didn't call him that. I think they should have established him like he's from the 30th century, but he was kicked back in time for an unknown like for being lame. Even though a lot of superheroes from that are really lame.
Yeah,
the Suicide Squad just immediately yanks him.
No, that got a big laugh out of me. Just
yeah. The way they just drift like
they made it look deliberately bad, and I love them for that.
That's another one I wish survived a bit longer. Like his arms get shot off, but then he has to just travel around with Harley with no arms and so much use.
Just that alone sounds hilarious.
Let me give you a hand. Oh, never mind.
And then he'll die later, but get some really shitty, awkward conversation.
Yeah. No,
because it's just his arms that were shot. He wasn't shot.
But the actual everything about the comedy hits so much better in this because I think in that first Suicide Squad movie there wasn't a lot of good comedy in there.
And let me tell you as well, that as funny as it is, just the massacre on the beach, it sets up Amanda Waller really well.
Yeah.
Ruthless she is, and then it turns out it was all a distraction, and this is the real team that's going in.
Yeah,
that is fucking diabolical. That's Amanda Waller right there. Holy shit! I always knew Viola Davis could be really good in the role.
I was gonna say, like, how good is she as Amanda Waller?
Perfect Amazing. Casting.
Yeah,
good casting right there. Yep.
And it's all because obviously, I've seen her in a couple of other. I couldn't remember the names, unfortunately, just when I've been going through Amazon Prime and stuff. That she's in a lot of dramas as like a hard ass police chief or whatever. And it works. It works for her.
I am glad they weren't so embarrassed by the first movie that they didn't bring some actors back.
Yeah.
They brought back Jai, brought back Margot, they brought back Viola because they worked.
Yeah.
Truth is.
Yeah.
I was very worried that they wouldn't bring back Jai because he'd been doing interviews until even very recently going, well, I haven't had a call, mate. I was like, oh.
I never had a call, mate. This is the only role he's ever nailed.
Yeah,
this is the only role it's taken from him now. God damn it!
Hey, they can always do like a prequel movie.
Made me sad. The others made me laugh.
Yeah. Wasn't there talk of him doing a HBO Max series of his? I know obviously they went with Peacekeeper in the end, but
again, more interesting choices.
Yeah.
So Idris Elba as Bloodsport, because he's a gritty kind of working class actor. I think it works really well. I hated Deadshot in the first film, and I hated that Will Smith was playing him because he was just Will Smith. I know, but that you get a more grounded performance from like Idris.
Yeah,
like that whole scene with his daughter where they were both arguing with each other. It was funny, but at the same time, it was really hard to watch.
That's the whole film. That's what James Gunn is. It's so hard to do that. You know, Marvel, when they do a really dramatic scene and then they put humor in it, and it just ruins the drama. It doesn't do. It's not with it, and a part of that is kind of unsympathetic characters.
Whereas here,
that helps get it right. So there's only a few times in this film where the humor kind of interrupts the drama, or vice versa. But for the vast majority of the film, they combine those tones really well. They know when to be funny and when to stop and have some drama. Or
it's almost like taking time
to make fun of.
It's almost like taking time with an editing process is a good thing.
What?
Yeah, because they know it's silly having like King Shark and Polka Dot Man, but they still made them sweet. Because everybody's going in this.
They made them endearing.
If you just try and excel really well at some naturalism and some character development and stuff, you can take a lot of silly shit seriously and still laugh at it, still find it funny, but still be emotionally invested.
I've got to say, I love how Gunn keeps getting like really big action stars to play these characters.
Yeah,
like you've got Sylvester Stallone as King Shark.
Yeah,
that in itself is hilarious.
Yeah, and he works. It's probably the most emotional range he's ever had.
This is probably one of John Cena's best performances as well, because
definitely
he became an utter parody of himself a long time ago.
I
can't really take him seriously when you see him anymore, because you know it's just fucking John Cena.
Yeah.
I did
that reputation now, as a lot of wrestlers do, where you can only see him in comedies.
Yeah.
Because the mere sight of them just makes you laugh.
That's it.
Well,
oh hey, it's China Simp, lol. So it has to be in a funny role now. Peacekeeper was good.
Yeah, I
go on, Joe.
I was a bit confused when they...
wasn't he?
Oh, sorry.
Go on, Asa.
Did you hear that, Coy?
Yeah, he was like Homelander from The Boys.
Yeah.
I didn't actually think about that. Yeah, he is in a way.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're right.
He's meant
absolutely loyal to
be a symbol for peace, but deep down he's actually kind of a douche like that.
Complete douche, but not completely actually, because there's a few moments of levity, and every now and then you get a glimpse in his eye about the regret of serving his country completely, like because he's the one in the know about the truth of the mission, and there's that betrayal at the end, and that actually surprised me, by the way.
Yeah,
like not immediately. As soon as Rick Flag was like, "Oh, I can't betray my country," like I then knew, Peacekeeper. That's why he's here. He's gonna have the gun on it. Yeah, that massive desert eagle that's even bigger because
yeah, that whole scene was like, wow.
So that's skipping right to the end. Let's go.
But we will say on a point of that though, actual conflicts between these villains is something that was really missing from the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about meaningful conflicts.
I'm sorry, but the ones in the original barely felt like a team at all.
Yeah, well, they didn't feel like
I lost one
dysfunctional
family.
either.
I'm not going to lose another.
Yeah, I didn't mind El Diablo.
Barely know them.
It's like, bro, you
barely know them, Diablo.
Yeah, I didn't mind Diablo.
Like any interaction with them.
Besides
that, we're
supposed to feed the family, and that they're all sweet. You know what establishes that is what comes afterwards, where Peacekeeper and Bloodsport are having that pissing contest about killing all those people in the hideout, only for it to turn out that they're the rebellion. That was really that was when I knew, right, you're not going to make me think they're innocent now. They're still going to be at the end of this, but just... And they are throughout the whole thing. There's scenes that keep reminding you that, like the Milton scene, when he dies and nobody gives it, apart from Polka Dot Man.
Who's Milton?
Yeah,
I love it.
Who's Milton?
Who fucks Milton?
I love that entire thing. I remember a guy called Milton. Oh, it's amazing. It's great. And it's
Guys,
so...
I just killed Milton.
It's a great build-up, you get me? Just because you don't notice that he's even there until he's dead.
So, every character in it so far, Amanda Waller, threatening, ruthless, loses a shit at the end of it as well when they rebel against her.
Yeah.
I was wondering
that was fantastically done.
Yeah.
That was so well performed.
With a fucking pole.
Yeah.
I love the portrayal of the Belle Reeve guards, by the way, like how they just bet on who's going to die and how they just stand around and do fuck all a lot of the time.
Really
cool. Watching on the monitors like that apathy, good God.
Yeah.
But until the end, where they finally decide, okay, that's enough.
Oh no, it's great.
But what about Harley? Because a lot of people's criticism is Harley in this film, and
why?
It's mine as well.
Go on, I want to hear why.
Well, first of all, you knew she was going to live.
Of course.
Yeah.
This film did a really good job of actual stakes and a complete unpredictability in who would live and who would die.
Right.
Even if not that many people died at the end, really. But I really didn't know if King Shark would or Ratcatcher or that. It was good at bringing that side, but I knew Harley would get out of it. I just knew it.
It's Harley.
I remember thinking at the beginning, where they all get massacred on the beach. Is that just there at the beginning so that we think that the others are going to die and they're not actually going to? Or is it an actual proper statement about how anyone will die? And throughout the movie, as characters like came and went in the battles, you got the increased sense. Anybody can die, but not Harley. Harley was going to be A-okay. She was separate from the others and just kind of like in her own story.
Yeah.
Where again, there's no stakes because you know she's just gonna survive through dumb luck and stuff.
Kind of feels like Thor in the second Avengers movie. Then in that case, you know, where he just sort of did his own thing separate to the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, we want to see these fuckers cross over. What are you doing?
Yeah. And the moments where they do cross over, they do get some good interactions, and it's kind of nice.
Yeah, they do.
But what about the escape scene where she's killing everybody? And
oh no, that's
really good. I like that. Visually, it looks really nice. I think that's the only time.
It was too much. There's so much plot armor right there. And the choreography just sucked. The guards would come up to her with the guns and just kill them one at a time, really slowly. I couldn't get on board with it.
No, that's fair. But I will say this is the best visual representation of Harley.
Peacekeeper, Peacekeeper and Bloodsport were killing everyone in the village.
Yeah.
A lot of them were distracted. You could tell a lot of them were just on screen waiting to get the shit kicked out of them. So it kind of annoyed me a bit, but then this scene happened where she's killing all those guards and all on her own, no help. For a joke, really, about how she's already been. Yeah, it was too much for me. So, I had another point to make. Yeah, overall, Harley was there because she's marketable. It looks like they struggled to actually do something with her, but they knew that she had to be prominent. But at least she's actually better in this film than she was in the other two.
Yeah.
She's still, but even though she was completely unnecessary, like she's not even the funniest character anymore because everyone else is funnier than her.
Yeah,
she's not the strongest character. She's not even the hottest character because Ratcatcher.
Okay, that's like I'm not. No, not even.
Everyone's simping for Ratcatcher, bro.
I know.
Everyone's simping for Ratcatcher instead.
Y'all make me sick.
So Harley was pretty pointless in this. She was supposed to get the final blow, but I wasn't convinced.
No,
so she has an awkward story about carrying the javelin and in javelin's honor. You know, making shit up as they went along, really. Didn't know what to do with her. So she is my one criticism that's really big, apart from Boomerang dying. Give me the boom. What did you guys think of Harley then?
Do you want to go first, Coy? Because I think I have a few words.
Right. I don't know where I stand on it. I mean, Harley was all right in this film.
We can hardly see you, Coy. Your face is so far down.
Right, let me sit up a bit and adjust the camera.
Yeah, edit that out, by the way, Flem.
Oh, I will, don't I?
So,
is that all right?
What did you think of Harley then, Coy?
Well, as I say, I've only seen this film once, so I don't really remember it off the top of my head. But Harley I enjoyed, but I did think that bit where she's falling in love with that, what is it, mob boss? It did kind of
royalty.
Oh, right, all right. So it did kind of drag on a little bit, but then she had that little monologue as he's slowly dying, which was very well
bleeding out, like him getting shot. I didn't expect that because I avoided a lot of the marketing, by the way. So I thought that was
that was very well done.
I did not want another romance, so I was really happy when he got shot.
And I do kind of agree with what you said, Acer, about her having the final blow. Yeah, I'm not really convinced either. That was more Ratcatcher that the final blow.
Can we talk about the finale? Because a few of my other criticisms are there at the finale.
Okay, absolutely.
But Flem, I think you wanted to express
Yes, my girl. Right. So, is Harley perfect in this? No. Is she necessary?
Erection peering
not.
Interview. Your erection peering interview like that.
Don't be vulgar, sir. Don't be vulgar. Look, visually, this has been the best representation of Harley because just direction-wise, how we got to see her insanity, her craziness.
Tell you what, she was part of the story, not robbing everyone else's screen time and development like she was in the last films.
Yeah.
Like she was used sparingly, and that's a good thing. In an ensemble cast film. Go on.
Yeah, I completely agree with that as well. She wasn't overbearing in this movie compared to maybe how she was used in the first Suicide Squad. And generally speaking, Margot Robbie's just grown into the role even more. I'm really, really impressed with the portrayal, and I always have been. You know, what can I say?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go a massive tangent against me about how...
Look, flowers seem pretty. That's it.
Very pretty.
Haha, it's just like John Wick, ape brain activation.
Yes, right. Let's have a look. What? So you wanted to talk about the fucking starfish? Is that right?
No, I've got no problem with it. I got it right. So what? The way they took him out, it was basically just Ratcatcher.
Yeah.
Doing everything. And it didn't seem like everyone else was able to have that much of an effect on the battle. Again, Bloodsport, what if he had the kryptonite bullets, like in the comics, and that had an effect on Starro?
Oh, okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Be shooting him. Polka Dot Man probably live a bit longer because he gets killed immediately and for comedic effect, but I don't think he deserved that. I think he became legitimately cool, and I think he should have been able to kick a bit more ass before dying. Wouldn't it be funny? Like he runs out of dots, so he has to get some more by making himself puke and just hide behind a building and collect some more, and then kick some more ass.
He throws up polka dots.
And you've got the rats. There's a lot of rats, by the way.
Lots.
Yeah.
There's how many fucking rats are in this country? What if it was established that they have a rat problem, so that's why they bring Ratcatcher?
Yeah, it just needs to be a one-line thing, which would have been nice.
Instead, there's just all the rats ever in the world immediately. And she's just part of it. Like, King Shark gets to tear the eye open a bit. I mean, everyone gets to kick the starfish's ass a bit more. Instead of it just being Ratcatcher at the end.
Yeah.
She can be the heavy hitter, but yeah, it was just a bit unbalanced there where...
It does kind of mean...
punching some goons.
Yeah. It does mean, but we kind of have to have Ratcatcher mean a lot in future movies now. If that makes sense. Like, Ratcatcher could easily just be another recurring character in a show. But because of this ending, that's worthy of her being powerful enough to have her own movie and all this sort of stuff. And I don't know if she's quite that. You know?
Yeah. True.
Well, you just want more movies, don't you? Everybody should have their own movie.
Of course. That's the whole point of these team-up movies.
I mean, the goal is to have their whole arc in the film. And I think she had that. You really are simping for her.
No.
Yes, you are. You are. Simping for her just like everybody else is.
No.
Look, there's Coy. There's Coy's mischievous smile. Did you see that?
But no.
But before that as well, the scene where the starfish... By the way, Starro's awesome. They made him look like he does in the comics because they weren't afraid. They didn't turn him into a big grey villain, which was horrible.
Thank goodness for that.
The starfish coming out of his armpits like that. Oh, fucking hell. But the thing is,
they just kind of like
tackle the soldiers
onto people, just like smack them in the face.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Why didn't the Suicide Squad have them on their face, like when he rose up?
That would have been cool.
But they just skipped it because they have to fight him.
Yeah, he is.
And there's what I think. You know, the Thinker.
Mm-hmm.
What if he just made some helmets that block the starfish?
Oh,
because he didn't contribute that much to the plot. They need him to enter the building.
Yeah,
I think he should.
Lol, I'm going to let you in.
Yeah. So what if he had just those helmets? You can still have the joke about them trying to go on like King Shark because he can't have a helmet on.
Of course.
So just slap on his face and do nothing.
Yeah.
Bless. King Shark is going to get his own love letter in a moment, but...
Yeah.
But instead, Starro...
the wholesome shark boy.
It seems like they didn't quite know how to have him as a final boss. Because the battle was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was just Starro leaves them alone at first and then fucks off and destroys the city.
Yeah.
And just leaves them alone.
Oh,
then
great. He's long gone.
Him a bit and then dies and nothing works until Ratcatcher.
Yeah.
Deus Ex Machina. Just like Endgame, Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah,
I
pretty
feel
much.
the movie
Rat
falls
saves
apart
the
at
day in
the
Endgame,
end.
Rat saves the day.
You
are?
Movie does feel like it falls apart at the end a little bit.
I know that seems to be the syndrome with DCEU. It happened with Wonder Woman as well.
Yeah. And it literally suffers from the same issue to me that the first Suicide Squad movie did. This threat feels too big to me.
Yeah.
I feel like we talked about they're usually like B-list villains, right? Even D-list villains. Why is Batman or Superman not dealing with this giant starfish? You know?
It could have been... I felt like it could have been more believable. Like, it's not like Enchantress where, fucking hell, there's nothing they can do, really.
No.
Like, at least it is a big flesh wall, so just blow it up, gnaw at it with an army of rats, use the polka dots, but they killed people one by one and established everyone as worthless, just except Ratcatcher.
With a team-up movie, why do you not just have a military force against them or something? You know, why is that not the main villain? You know what I mean? Something
that would be an army of faceless goons.
I feel like that's what you need, though. Maybe I don't know. I feel like it's too
not comic
much.
Booky enough.
Yeah, I get you, but we're not watching comic books, we're watching a movie. you know. I feel like
a comic book movie, bro.
Yeah, I suppose. But what I mean is, I feel like this monster was too big for a bunch of B-list villains to take out.
Yeah.
That's my personal view, anyway.
About you, Coy? Do you think there was an overpowered villain that died a bit too easily?
No, not no, not really, because he was a pretty big boy. That's
Big boy.
I gotta say, like the actual villains, as in the leaders of the country, I don't even fucking remember.
Yeah,
Very, very flat.
I don't think there was anything.
A guy with a beard. I don't even know what he looks like. I just remember like
was there?
the cage is on fire with the birds.
I don't think that there was anything really with that subplot, was there?
No.
Just
it didn't really have a payoff.
So it's a comic book movie. It's very comic booky. It's one of the most unashamed comic book movies as well.
It kind of embraces it, which I love. That's what I like about James Gunn's movies. It was like that with both of the Guardians movies.
Yeah,
they just kind of accepted what they were. Like they knew how daft they were, and they just went with it.
Yeah.
And that's incredible.
It doesn't stop you from bawling when Groot dies.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like he just proves it. It doesn't matter if there's silly little comic book trees and raccoons and stuff. If you try and make it funny and endearing and understandable and relatable and all that stuff and make them lovable characters, we're going to feel for them. We felt for Polka Dot Man.
We felt for the man behind me. There he is. We definitely felt for King Shark, and we're giving him a love letter in a moment.
Did you think he was going to get... Did you think he died when he fell from the tower?
Yeah.
I did. I was like, no!
Do you remember the genuine relief you felt when he stood up and beat the shit out of the soldiers?
I was watching
satisfying. Because it's true that anybody could die, so you really were sat there wondering who would.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel great when one of these awesome characters gets to live.
Yeah.
So when Polka Dot Man died, I know it was played for laughs. That's kind of weird. That was a weird decision to just have it be like splat.
Yeah.
And it's like, ha, ha, ha. Because I think he won our hearts. So I think he deserved a bit more integrity right there.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole film, it was great.
Yeah.
I do love how they adapted him. Just an interdimensional virus. They don't go into that. It's a fucking interdimensional virus.
And he sees his
plot.
Woman, everyone.
That poor woman. No, whoever that actress is, because the internet's making fun of her or whatever.
That bit where he sees Starro as like
it's your mum!
It's your mum!
Giant angry mum destroying everything.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And once again, it's surrealism you'd probably only see in a James Gunn movie, and I love it.
The kind of shit they were able to get Idris Elba to say.
Yeah. It's your mum!
It's your mum!
It's your mum!
Stop the name.
Eat a bag of dicks.
No, wait. Monster Num Num.
Oh,
by the way, I know you're gonna roll your eyes, Flem, when I bring this up, but I'll make it brief, yeah?
Okay.
They weren't race-bending and gender-bending characters. Like Bloodsport was black in the comics, so they didn't have to adapt him. Ratcatcher, I think, is an exception, but they established her as Ratcatcher 2.
Yeah.
And there was the male Ratcatcher before. So they did, they weren't fucking around with that kind of stuff, and I like that. I like how they were true to the original in that way.
Yeah.
That gets points for that. So,
Not
Birds
bad.
of Prey, which was shit. No comment?
Well, okay, my comment is that the changes in Birds of Prey didn't change a damn thing to me, and possibly most sane people watching this. No, I'm kidding. Have your opinion. Do what you like.
Yeah.
If you're a comic book fan, this movie does satisfy you. And if you're not a comic book fan, it still satisfies you. You get proper versions of these characters. You get some changed versions. Yeah. Like with Polka Dot Man, they made the interdimensional virus thing up. It used to be just little gadgets on him.
Ah, okay.
That were polka dot shaped, but that's a change. That's the kind of change you can do. But he looks like Polka Dot Man. He has that stupid white suit with all the polka dots. I love that change, by the way.
I don't remember the actor's name.
He vomits the polka dots out. I can't talk about the actors, man. I don't know them.
Well, no, I was only going to make a point that he's been in most DC projects. He was in Gotham. He was in The Dark Knight as minor characters. So to see him actually play a heroes/villain is kind of cool.
The schizophrenic guy that
yes,
was mad at?
That's him, yeah.
Yeah. I got you.
He's sort of been plugging away for a
Apparently,
better part.
he's not a comedy actor. He's not a comedy actor, so he struggled to do the funny scenes. But James Gunn was like, "No, that's the point.
Yeah,
I want you to act naturally. I want you to be a normal member of this stupid squad." So when Milton dies, act like you're actually offended.
Yeah,
the comedy comes from that.
Oh, that's great.
But he's actually kind of worried throughout the whole. Say you hope so, like you mean it. Say you want to die, like you fucking mean it.
Yeah, it works. It really works. That's where the comedy comes from. I would love to talk a little bit about Peacekeeper generally and how dry his comedy is and how brilliant the Bloodsport rivalry is and how that's played throughout the whole movie.
Yeah,
especially every dick on the beach for the sake of liberty, I would say no problem.
John Cena's character in WWE is exactly the same, and now I'm glad you can all see it. I really am.
Again, they were just completely unashamed about how the character looks.
Yeah,
so they have that helmet, they have the big red shirt that looks
the toilet
like
seat.
A 2-year-old would wear it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
You just
I think that
you just accept it.
My favorite part of the entire thing is how much John Cena has just embraced the character, like, because he wears his costume everywhere. He's worn it at the premiere. He's worn it on. I think.
Really?
Yeah. I think he wore it on. Was it Jimmy Fallon?
That's right.
He wore it on.
And he referenced it a bunch. Yeah, he referenced it a bunch on WWE TV this week. I know you two don't really care about that, but I still watch that stuff. Go subscribe to my other channel, Atypical Kayfabe. Anyway.
Stop advertising yourselves. Stop it. By the way, I've got a Super Mario Maker 2 trailer on my channel.
You cheeky fuck.
What do we think of James Gunn's cinematography and stylization, like with the transitions and how they'd be in the real environment?
Really works. Really works.
That was really clever, that.
Oh, it felt quirky. It's also really sadistic as well.
Yeah,
it's not, and it's not overly artsy like the
first Suicide Squad film.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not overly artsy.
It's not neon and eye bleeding. Sometimes I did struggle to see what was written. Sometimes, like on the toilet seat, when the bubbles are on the seat, and he just wipes them off.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
It wouldn't work in the other DC films though. Let's have it serious. But in this one,
it wouldn't.
Suicide Squad is the experimental wing of the franchise.
Yeah.
I feel anyway. You need, if you can't get James Gunn back, go and get weird directors for the next few. You know what I mean? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Maybe the guy who did the first Doctor Strange. Gone.
Like a Waititi. Waititi involved.
Yeah. The first thing you do is force them to watch this film so that they know what kind of thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, do you remember how they were fighting Rick Flag and Peacemaker were fighting with the helmet, and we saw it in the reflection.
Oh, it looked great.
So, man,
that was good.
Oh, man, that's proper shit right there.
That was good directing. Yeah.
So it's so artsy. It's such a pretty film.
Yeah, I know. It's really cool to look at. Like, I love the aesthetic of it.
Oh, y'all sound more like film students than I do. It's fantastic for once.
I love the aesthetic of this movie.
I gotta say, did the ending feel a bit rushed to you guys?
Yes.
There we go. Like, the daughter was just watching it on TV, but that was it. They didn't meet again.
They barely had any. Yeah.
There's the revolution. Is it happening? There was a massive starfish attack. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, like when you put it like that, it just ended up fairly quickly.
Like he pets the rat, which is nice, and then that's where it ends, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
I think it needed a bit more of a cool down there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, because I don't mind saying like, I remember just the action scene happening and then being out in like 5 minutes after the action scene ends. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's so strange that movies do it a lot these days, though. Like the actual climax of the movie is the action scene. They don't leave any time to digest it. And I think that's probably an issue with modern cinema. Back in my day, they used to give you about 10 minutes to calm down.
Yeah, they don't really do that much anymore, do they?
No.
Yeah. But yeah, this film it understands its source material.
Yep.
It was truly unpredictable, truly a dark comedy. A lot of the time it balanced humor with drama.
Indeed.
It took unknown characters or characters that get left out all the time.
Yeah.
Adapted them really well. You got to like them. It was genuinely depressing when they died, but also funny.
Indeed.
Because the film makes you feel guilty for laughing at shit.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like a bad guy when you watch it.
Who understands the assignment? Are we going to agree on that? He did it with Guardians. He just took the concept of Guardians, made it great, and now he's done it with Suicide Squad as well.
Oh, totally.
I want to sort of end it on.
And the gore. The gore is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's over.
You remember the boomerang kill?
Yeah.
Head sliced up like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene.
It's earned its R rating, this, hasn't it?
I mean, it was enough when Thinker got like torn apart, but then he gets
I'm sorry
the window and just splats.
Yeah.
It works. It's great. But I was going to say about James Gunn, obviously we don't know what's going to happen in the next year or two, but it looks like he's back in bed with Marvel because he's doing the third Guardians movie.
Guardians 3.
That's a real big disappointment and a big shame to me because I feel like he's got... If you want it to no longer be Zack Snyder to be the lead director on all of these, I would go with James Gunn to direct most of these.
I've told you, the dream would have been Zack Snyder's cinematography with someone else making sure he stays true to the comics and doesn't get too dark and edgy. I mean, Batman dropping the F-bomb, I still feel kind of weird about that.
Yeah. I will fucking
Meanwhile, you have the Suicide Squad stuff directed by James Gunn. In a parallel world, we get that.
Yeah.
And the DC would not have fallen on its ass. Basically at the starting line.
And where do we feel...
Batman v Superman when it immediately just fucks up.
Goes plonk. But my question is, where is the DCU now? Is it in a better state? Is it in a worse state? Because once again, they're not going to be able to do anything with this.
I think it depends on Flashpoint.
Okay.
That's their potential
savior. A little bit of a better state.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, it's been totally all over the place.
Yeah, 100%. Again, people
I don't know how to feel about it. Like these films come and go, and I just enjoy them. I don't know how they're all connected anymore. I can't keep track of it.
Yeah.
If you just do Flashpoint,
kind of exhausting at this point. It's kind of exhausting.
If you just do Flashpoint and do it good, right?
Yeah.
Because the original story is amazing and dark, not funny dark, proper dark.
Good.
With Flash laughing at the end of the world while Barry is beaten and broken and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you use it to reboot, clean slate the DCU while cherry picking the things that work, like Shazam and Viola Davis, maybe. Jai Courtney's Captain Boomerang. A lot of the Suicide Squad stuff now works because of this film. Cherry pick what's good. Bring back fucking Henry Cavill, for Christ's sake.
Whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do.
And then thrust it all into a universe that won't fuck up.
Yeah.
At least that's shameless and it's kind of desperate, but do it anyway. They seem very determined to carry this shit on even after all their fails. So
that's it.
I can't help but admire that.
They've sunk so much money into it now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
See, what's weird though is that Flash is probably still going to be played by
Ezra Miller.
I try to remember it. I really don't like him as the Flash. I really don't. Even with the Snyder Cut making him a lot better. It didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. They never adapt Barry properly.
Guys, what do I do?
Yeah, the CW one is shit. He can't do anything. What do I do? Run. It's the same fucking answer. Stop stopping to talk and then just get the shit kicked out of you.
We don't need exposition from you. Other characters.
Flash, it doesn't look like he fits around. Like, do you remember in Suicide Squad where there's the boomerang flashback and just picks up no honor among thieves? Immediately kicks his ass.
Yeah.
No fucking around. That's Flash.
Yeah.
Oh, he's overpowered. Yeah, he is.
That's his point.
He's the bloody Flash.
Yeah.
Oh, he's too overpowered. Yes.
We'll get another video in about the Flash, I think, probably around the time that movie comes out, which could be like 2028 by the time we actually finish it.
Apparently it's going to be out in like 2022, so it might be out next year.
They've been saying that for nearly 5 years.
Give us Flash movie, please.
Come on.
And all the news that's coming out about it is about Batman instead. And everyone's like, are you planning to have Flash in your Flash?
It might as well just be like a Ben Affleck Batman movie. We should have gotten.
One of the reasons the Suicide Squad is good is because it's a Suicide Squad movie.
It's not like got Batman in everything.
Batman versus Superman would have been good if it was Batman versus Superman, but they shoved all sorts of shit in there as well. Wonder Woman and Doomsday. Oh,
that's it.
No.
So
make these movies actual movies. Shazam was good because it was a Shazam movie. Wonder Woman was good because it was a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, they kind of went in a good direction for about a year where they just went on solo adventures. You know, they did, as I said, they did
that
Aquaman.
Was when it was at its best.
Yeah. When they weren't trying to be big
Step
epics.
one, make it an actual adaptation. And that's not what
these movies always try and do a bit too much on the first try.
Yeah.
That's not what the first Suicide Squad did. They shoved, let's put Joker in there as well.
Joker, Flash, Batman, Enchantress.
Popular. We got to get the Joker in immediately. Let's not be patient.
Flog the Joker.
What shall we do with the Joker?
Get someone else. Jared,
Lord?
work, bro.
He's not coming back now, supposedly.
Okay, so I'm thinking like turn him into an edgelord, a pimp.
Sure.
Get someone else.
What do you want about?
Oh, fuck.
But yeah.
You got to cherry pick the good ones, all right? Just listen to the fans. Margot, good. Jared, bad.
Yeah. Just get someone else. Hell, bring Cameron Monaghan from Gotham. Do that. Give me that.
What were they thinking with an old Batman, by the way? I know he's good in the role.
Yeah.
But why an old Batman?
They've been trying to do old Batman for over a decade. Supposedly, they originally wanted Batman Begins. They literally went to Chris Nolan and went, can we have an old Batman? He went, no. He went, no, that won't work.
No, we're not doing that.
Chad face, no.
It's the Bugs Bunny face.
No.
No.
All right, Ben. Any sign-offs about this movie then that we've somehow missed out on?
Please learn from this, DC. We like it when you're dark. We like it when you're true to the original.
Yes.
You learned a lot of the wrong lessons from the failure of Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
It's not being dark. It's not taking it seriously. Those are not the issues.
Yeah.
The issues were your story sucked and your characters didn't make sense.
Yeah.
In what they chose to do.
And now
embrace the comic book origins. There's a reason the comic books are really popular.
Yeah. That's it.
Not in terms of sales, but in terms of how many people know the characters.
And they do
adapt them, be true to the originals, take some risks, be darker than Marvel, because Marvel's really dying now with their restrictions. Like Shang-Chi's going to fail because it's going to be safe.
Do you think?
I promise. Yeah, it'll absolutely fucking fail. I mean,
we'll see.
Black Widow didn't do that good because we knew it would be too safe. It wouldn't do the Red Room stuff and it wouldn't be dark. Darkness is what we kind of want right now.
We can do a whole Marvel video again at some point because I think that's something I really want to delve into. I did it about 2 and a bit years ago.
Yeah.
But I'd love to do it again because I seem to be proven wrong in the TV show front, but maybe not in the movie.
Be a Phoenix. Keep being committed like you have done all this time, but learn the right lessons.
Yeah.
Be your own thing and be dark, because Marvel is pacified and it's held back by the most who must be clean. Must be clean, inoffensive, and okay for China. This is when you thrive, all right?
Okay. Absolutely, guys. I think I said absolutely again. Slap me, please. But let's go.
Coy, you got a final word?
So yeah. Overall, this was a vast improvement over 2016. A far better movie. Again, like, I'm not a big fan of comic books, but I got a lot from it. And if this is where the DCEU is gonna head now, then I'm all for it, because this stuff is good. This stuff is brilliant.
I will say some choices of the characters in the film are kind of weird, like especially the Thinker, because the Thinker is just someone else entirely. They must have been like, oh, we need a scientist. Okay, hurt, smart villain, cherry pick him and just have him be working in this country all this time, so he's never been in Central City or something.
Yeah.
Kind of weird, but for the most part, it's very true to the originals. It adapts them pretty well.
There's a good translation.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's good. Go see.
It's a good movie.
Support this film as well, because it's not doing that well right now. Support it.
Yeah, please.
More than Black Widow.
It's
Honestly,
the message. It's the message that needs to be sent to Warner Brothers if this does well. It's not about money.
Please go and see this movie.
Oh, right. Okay. I will see you all very soon.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. If you want to plug anything, very quickly do it.
We all bought a ticket to see this film, didn't we, Fleming?
We did. We absolutely did. I don't know what you're talking about.
We did indeed.
Now,
all right.
See you in a bit, guys. Bye-bye.